Good morning, and when you watch the service tomorrow, you'll notice something different. I do the entire service, my opening prayer and the morning prayer and the sermon, all from the Lectern. I rarely do that. In fact, of the 18 years I've been here, the only time I've ever spoken from the Lectern is when Abby Ross and I did those sermons a number of years ago, and then when Connor Leggett and I did a sermon. But it's a beautiful lectern in loving memory of Robert B. MacHaffie, dedicated April 15th, 1979. I didn't know Bob, but many people have told me what a wonderful human being he was, just a real classy gentleman. And it's a beautiful lectern. It's got an anchor on the front, an anchor back here, and then sailboats on both sides. The woodwork is really beautiful. But it's the theology behind a lectern that I'm not real comfortable with. I didn't give that much thought until about the year 2000. I had asked Dave Edwards. Some of you may know Dave from Andover, Massachusetts, another classy gentleman. And when he retired, he became the executive director of the Greater Lawrence Council of Churches, and Dave and I did a lot of things together. And so one time I invited him to preach at our church, and he said he was honored to do that. He showed up early on that Sunday morning, got to the sanctuary before I was there, and he was setting his notes up at the lectern. And I said, "Dave, what are you doing over there?" And he said, "Well, in my church, the Episcopal Church, unless you're an ordained clergy member, you're not allowed to speak from the pulpit. And everyone else has to speak from the lectern." I said, "Well, in my church, everyone speaks from the pulpit because we don't differentiate between lay and clergy, between ordained people and unordained people. And in my theology, and certainly not everyone would be comfortable with this or agree with this, but in my theology, there's nothing I do as a church minister that the rest of you couldn't do. And certainly I've had some training and years of experience, but anyone in my theology, again, could baptize someone, could lead communion, could do a funeral, a wedding, preach. In my thinking, we're all instruments of the holy, and that no one has a monopoly or a stronghold on the big guy in the sky. So that's why I am reluctant to use the lectern, but I think going forward I may use it from time to time just to honor a special person, Robert, and Robert's wife, Doris MacHaffie. Have a great day. I hope you'll watch us tomorrow.